Hi everyone, I'm Sunshine,
And I'm Shogo.
and welcome to OMG Japan.
In this podcast, Rakugo master Katsura Sunshine and Let Shogo delve into the theme of enjoying Japan more, revealing the secrets of Japanese culture and the behind the scenes of our activities, all while aiming to connect more closely with you. Let's do this. Well,
Sure.
today's Sunshine, the first thing I wanted to ask you was,
Yeah.
are you keeping your promise? Do you know what I'm talking about?
You mean the
Yeah.
fact that
Uh-huh.
I became sober?
Yes,
My
that's
sober
right.
promise.
That is something because as I told you the last time we recorded, yeah, I don't drink that often, but at the same time, I have no courage to say that I'm never going to be drinking any alcohol anymore. So I
Yeah.
was really curious if you actually were able to keep that up. That
So for
promise
anybody
up.
who's just joined this part of the conversation,
Oh yeah.
even though our last episode that we
Mhm.
recorded, Shogo-san and I were delightfully drinking and eating at my favorite restaurant in Kyoto,
That's right.
the name of which I will not say.
Yeah, exactly. It's a secret. Yep.
Heart Magazine. Kokorozashi.
Yes.
Tankai Yuno. How many times are you going to say it? I have since completely stopped drinking alcohol. Yeah. And to answer your
Really?
question, yes, I did. Yes, I have. I've
Wow.
Two
It's been a
full
couple of
weeks.
weeks. Yeah, I was just about to say, right? Yeah, a
And
couple
it's
of
not,
weeks, right?
you know what it is? You know what I could say in my defense, because people say, 2 weeks. But people made fun of me after 2 days. It's how you stop drinking for 2 days. But 2 weeks. But I'll tell you what kind of 2 weeks it's been.
Yeah, please.
I've gone to yakiniku, which is barbecue beef restaurant, 4 times in that time.
Really?
Because, for various what would you call it? Like meeting my investors and other people who are part of my show, as well as
Yeah.
as well as private. All of which other people were drinking. And
Yeah.
yakiniku place I tend to go to, they also have incredible wine. And I always drink wine there. And then I also went to 2 parties. One party for one of my investors who is leaving for Saudi Arabia for 3 years. So it was a big kind of send-off. In Japanese, we say
Wow.
sobetsukaya, kind of send-off.
Yeah.
With free-flowing drinks, etc. And a nijikai, which is the after party to the send-off. And not only did I not drink, but I had no, and everyone around was drinking. And no inclination, no desire, no need to touch it. So yeah, I feel like I'm doing okay.
Really?
Yeah, I feel like I could probably
That's awesome. Yeah,
there are
especially
a
if you went
couple.
to those huge parties with other people drinking around you.
That was
That's
one.
great. Yeah.
And also the hardest people to tell, which means like the people that loved drinking
Yeah, that's
around
right.
me
That's
the
right.
most. I let them know. My 2 Broadway producers, Yumi-san and Joe-san. I don't know. It's funny when you say a Japanese name, you feel like you should say san, but then when you say an English name,
Totally makes sense. Yeah.
yeah, Yumi-san and Mr. Joe, which also sounds weird. They were both still. They were the #1 surprise people. What?
Yeah. I
That's
bet
what I get. You.
Yeah.
And then my dad. That was going to be the toughest one, to be honest.
Oh, okay.
Because my dad does not only love drinking, but he loves getting people to drink. He loves making people.
Makes sense.
That's part of his.
Yeah.
It's part of his whole ethos of hospitality. So, but I told him too. Over he called and we did like FaceTime.
Yeah.
And he was talking about a bunch of stuff, and he said, "So, anything new?" And I said, "Well, as a matter of fact, I have some news." And he kind of laughed. He said, "Well, we can have one drink together." I said, "Yeah, sure, I'll have water." He just laughed. I think we'll be fine. I'll be back in Toronto next week because
Awesome.
I got my show. I'm leaving for New York in a couple days. And New York will be an interesting test because I drink a lot when I'm in New York. Even in the dressing room before the show, we always have a highball amongst the staff. And then after the show, that party is always like it's a lot of fun. We invite the entire audience,
Really? It's a huge
Come
party
join us.
then.
Usually 20 to
Yeah.
30 people come, which is a lot of fun. To
Hmm.
the restaurant bar upstairs called Barking Dog.
Yeah.
And so we'll
Uh-huh.
see. We'll
Yeah,
see.
yeah,
But
yeah. We'll
so far,
see.
2 weeks, but
Yeah.
not only 2 weeks, but 2 weeks and really no inclination to have a drink either. So far
Yeah.
so good.
I think 2 weeks is pretty good, especially if you've been having the habit of drinking almost every day, then I think 2 weeks is amazing.
Yeah, I feel like it's a reasonable test.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And if I was now, I'll tell you the most tempted I felt. I mean, and it's not even
Huh?
that bad, but the most tempted I felt over the last 2 weeks
Yeah.
was when you edited and published our episode at my favorite restaurant in
Yes.
Kyoto, and just
Yeah,
us
yeah.
seeing us drink there, and
Uh-huh.
because they're like with that master too, with the owner of the restaurant, like we've had
Hmm.
for 20 years, we've been a lot of great, and I haven't told him yet.
Yeah, that's right. You got to go again and tell him. Well, you still get to have the
Yep.
amazing food there. I mean, that's probably the most important part. So,
Well, that part is, but the thing is,
yeah.
we always drink together, and we always leave the
Hmm.
restaurant together, the two of us, and go out
Yeah,
on
that's
the
right.
town after, and that's gonna be a tougher call. But I don't know, I don't feel it. I don't like. I just feel like
Hmm.
it's done. It's a decision made, and it's done. It feels
Hmm.
good. I
Hmm.
feel good. Like the color in my
That's
face. I don't know if you can
awesome.
tell here, but the color of my face is completely changed from a deathly
Good, good.
gray to a healthy pink. I don't know.
Good, good, good. Are you feeling a little bit better too, by the way, or are you
Yeah.
feeling?
So to
Yeah,
your point,
yeah.
the first 3 4 days was really hell. Like a
Mm,
kind of all all body muscle pain and like sleep for 15 hours and wake
really?
up and still feel tired and that kind of thing. But
Wow.
after like 4 days or something like that, 4 or 5 days,
Yeah.
then that's completely gone. So now, yeah, feel good.
Good, good, good. Awesome,
Brilliant.
awesome. Yeah,
Thank you
and
very
I
much.
really liked that episode where we went to the certain restaurant. I really like that too. Yeah, we definitely have to do that again.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're not going to be saying the name, guys. It's just a secret. We're not going to be saying it. Kokoro. Yeah, just yeah. But anyways, I really want to do something like that again. Yeah, we were talking a little bit about because you did unagiya last month in your Rakugo
Yeah.
show in Asakusa. We would love
Yeah.
to go to a nagi place. Introduce like what's on the menu and how they are going to be cooking it. I actually know a few unagi restaurants in Kyoto that I'm friends with. They'll be happy
Oh, would
to allow us to film.
love to go. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and
100%.
yakitori too. Yakitori. It'd be great
Yeah,
if we can have more people know about what yakitori is before they come to Japan. So they know more about the options. Because
100%. Yeah.
if you come to Japan and you see the menu for the first time, then you'll be like, I don't know what was this? What sankaku? I don't even know what that is. I'm not too sure if
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
good.
yeah,
Let's not
yeah,
try
yeah.
that. Let's just go for a thigh part. That's more common.
The more
And
normal meats. Yeah.
exactly, exactly. Unless you're really, really brave, it's a bit takes a lot of,
Normal.
courage,
Yeah,
yeah, to
absolutely.
move on to the more unique, dishes. So if you can introduce those too in advance,
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
a lot
yeah.
more people like to challenge the other ones that you usually won't eat outside of Japan. So
Yeah. Yeah, yeah,
that'd be great
100%.
too if you could do that. Yes. And speaking of
Listen,
which, yeah.
sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was just about to say because if we're again, hoping to go to restaurants and such, but I'm actually going to be going to Asakusa soon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't
You're
it?
coming in a couple
Yes.
weeks, eh?
That's right. I think it was like the end of February, wasn't it?
Yes,
That's so
20, it's between
amazing.
the 24th and 27th, and I can't remember which day
Oh,
you
it's the
said, but
27th. Yes.
27th, oh, you're coming on the last day.
Yes, exactly. In 2 weeks. That's so
You should just do
awesome.
a story that day.
Yeah, absolutely. So
Guys,
we were,
you guys who are watching, guys and girls,
yeah.
I'll tell you, like, Shogo-san is what we say in Japan, majime, which is like very, very
No,
serious human
not.
being. So, say you got to do a Rakugo story. And so he
Hmm.
writes back. He says, "Yeah, I'd love to do a story in theater, and I have the theater every month. Asakusa, just join whenever you want." He starts
Hmm.
throwing out dates in September for crying out loud. I'm like, Shogo-san, like I do have the theater reserved in September, but quite honestly, I don't know if I'll be alive still in September. Like, why don't you just come just come this month and just like try a story. He's like, oh, no, I want to
Yeah,
make sure I have it properly trained. It's like, holy smokes,
of
September.
course. Of
So
course, of
anyway, and so
course.
that was a weird way to announce to everyone that you will be
Hmm.
performing a story. You'll be doing
Of
some
course.
Rakugo. Do you want to talk about your
Yes.
feelings?
Yeah, so again, on February 27th, yes,
Yeah,
2025, I'll be going to Asakusa, well, almost for the first time, actually. I have been there before, but I don't remember it so much. So,
sure.
first time going to see Sunshine Show. And the first time I go this time, I'm hoping to, walk around Asakusa, right? We're going to be probably like recording like 3 or 4 podcast episode, I think. It'd be great if we could do
Yeah,
that,
yeah, yeah,
It'd be
yeah,
great if you can, go around and look in the Mokubate, which is the stage you're going to be doing the performances.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And we were saying too, if there's like a favorite restaurant or a place that you like to go in Asakusa, if you go there together, and
Yeah,
again, record ourselves eating and stuff like that, that'd be great too. Another amazing episode. Maybe
yeah.
behind at the Gakuya too. Maybe film
Sure.
another few Last Ask Sunshine Show series for my main
100%.
channel would be
Yeah,
great
yeah,
too.
yeah,
Yeah, we were talking
yeah.
about that. But me actually being on stage for the first time, yeah, as doing
Yes, that's
Rakugo,
what we're looking forward to.
I was like, I don't want to be disrespectful to the people who are coming to your show. I mean, they're here to, watch and enjoy your professional performances. And now here you have this guy with almost no experience, Nakugo coming up on stage all of a sudden. And,
Yeah, yeah,
I,
yeah,
I, I want to try to do my best, to show them something that's, at least worth a penny.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, so I thought maybe, and of course, I want more people to know that I'm going to be participating. So, yeah, I was thinking if September would be like probably another about half a year, right? Yeah, it would be plenty of
Yeah,
time to prepare. And another thing, the reason why I chose that certain date, by the way,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
September, every year with Kobudo Asami Shinryu, remember the Kobudo Ryuha that I train in and I make videos and content with in
Yep.
Ibaraki Prefecture,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
we actually have an annual training camp. Yeah, where all of
Oh,
our
okay.
students training from overseas come to Japan. And it was like last year was our first time doing it. We have 57 people from 13 different countries
Okay.
coming to Chiba Prefecture. And we actually rented a ryokan that has a dojo together. So usually that ryokan is often used by students who belong to club activities, training in Budo, like
Right.
Kyudo, it's just the bow, yeah, and all that kind
Okay.
of stuff. So they stay at the ryokan, they train together, they have dinner and all that kind of stuff together. The next day they train again, kind of training camp kind of thing. So we rented that place and we did that last year. And this year too, we're going to be doing it. And it's actually the day that I asked Sunshine to let me be on stage, which is September 12th. Specifically is September 12th, but it's actually right after, yes, that event. So the reason why I chose that day is because all of these students who are here in Japan, yes, at that timing, just training Asami Shinryu, will be in the Kanto area.
Oh, okay.
They'll be
Are they going to come see the show?
Hopefully, yes. If anyone's interested, maybe 4 or 5 people might be able to come. So
okay,
I thought that'd be
that sounds
really
amazing.
exciting. Right? Yeah. So that's
perfect.
the reason why I chose that day on purpose.
An extremely long explanation of why you chose the date.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's right. I wanted to also talk a little bit about the camp I'm doing too, but yeah.
About the camp? Yeah, of course. No, I'm totally kidding you. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, listen, you're welcome to join me on stage anytime. I think that'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah. But is that it? I think a lot of people will be really curious about this because I mean, there's people who are again like you did, right? Training with your master for like 3 years, doing all the chores and stuff, and then there are of course people who are like in Japanese people call geinin-san, not rakugoka but geinin-san, comedians, who would do rakugo too, like almost like a hobby, right? So what
There
what are
is
the
a lot
here?
of people. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you there. Yeah,
No. Go ahead.
100%. So Rakugo is really popular. It's a really popular hobby as well.
That's right.
The number one place that people do it as a hobby, is university, where you have like the Ochi-ken, which is basically the Rakugo club.
Right. Yeah.
But then you also have like adult, like just like Rakugo clubs, Rakugo lessons. So like actual professional Rakugo storytellers will teach at like a community center kind of place where you can go and learn different skills and stuff like that. So yeah, there's a big body of people out there who love Rakugo so much they enjoy doing it. In fact, I have amateur apprentices. Most of them are lawyers. It's called the Katsura Sunshine Expert Rakugo Family, and the expert means they're not experts in Rakugo; they're experts in something else. 3 of them are lawyers, and another one's an international businessman. And
that's amazing.
These are people who are just training just want to do a bit of Rakugo. They actually, all of them have found a use for Rakugo in their professions. It feeds
Oh,
it feeds
really?
what they do in their daily work life and that kind of thing. So
Yeah, yeah,
apart from
yeah.
also being a lot of fun, it's like speaking. It's like kind of getting sharper as a speaker.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, like kind of rhythm of telling a joke and bringing an audience in and like kind of keeping control over, not controlling an audience, but just like keeping tabs on what an audience is feeling, and that kind of like a lot of the skills that we use in Rakugo are
Mm-hmm.
applicable to their kind of workplace skills. And well, a couple of them actually
Mm.
use Rakugo. Like a couple of lawyers actually do Rakugo as part of their like outreach. So
Okay.
the first one who started this with me,
Uh-huh.
he's a patent lawyer, and
Okay.
he does lectures once or twice a month
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
on patent law. And as he describes it himself, there's nothing more boring than patent law. I'm sure there's more boring things. And to the patent lawyers
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
uh, watching the show, I apologize. That's what he said.
Yeah,
It's not my
he's
opinion.
the
I
professional,
have
so he says
never
so.
even paid
Yeah.
attention to patents in any way, shape, or form. So I don't know if it's boring or not. But that's what he said.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What he does is he'll do like a 50-minute lecture on patent law, and then he'll do a
Mm-hmm.
10-minute rakugo at the end just for fun. And it doesn't even have to be relevant. He's just like, yeah, the end of the lecture, just like my hobby is rakugo. I hope you enjoy it. And he throws a kimono on and does a rakugo.
Wow.
And
Really?
but the thing is, like, he's already a partner in his law firm, and so part of his
Uh-huh.
job is like the people that come to hear these lectures are like the kind of patent
Mm-hmm.
um the the people responsible for patents and IP in large
Yeah.
companies. So these are future
Yeah.
customers basically.
Okay,
And
okay.
so these people are going out to hear these lectures because they're involved in IP for their big corporations. But
Yeah,
at
yeah,
some
yeah.
point they're going to have a lawsuit or something like that, and they got to choose a law firm by law. I think they have to. A lot of them have to, or
Uh-huh.
by company policy, they have to
Yeah.
give
Yeah.
out a tender to like three law firms, but
Mm-hmm,
he
mm-hmm.
uses Rakugo to try to keep himself in people's minds. And he actually last year, he said last year
That's
there's at least
interesting.
two companies that came to his law firm
Really?
that said, your lecture was excellent, but I remembered you because of the Rakugo, so that's why we threw you one of the tenders. And yeah,
That's crazy. I
he
love
said that
that.
amounted to like $14 million worth of business, and I have not received
Whoa, my
a percentage of that
gosh.
yet.
You
I'm
gotta
still
go and
waiting.
ask.
I'm still
Yeah,
waiting.
so
So
about
yeah, to your
ten,
point,
ten,
there's a lot of
15%.
people.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people who do rakugo as a hobby as well,
Yeah.
and yes, that's a lot of fun. So
Wow.
your debut rakugo story is breathlessly being awaited.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much for sharing that story with me. So now I have a lot more, I can feel a little bit more relaxed than to try this out then. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to be professional. I mean, if you wanted to be professional,
Hmm.
then you have to do an apprenticeship, like
Of course, of course, of course, of
carry
course. Yeah.
bags and do chores and do all that. But
Yeah.
no, no, no. A lot of people do rakugo just for fun, and
Mm-hmm.
it is a lot of fun. And actually, it's good. Like the professional rakugo storytellers, we love it because
Hmm.
the people that actually do some rakugo, they become very, very, very knowledgeable and attentive
Yeah, that's
fans of
right.
rakugo as well, and they really understand it
Uh-huh.
on a deep level. And they also understand that it's not easy to actually do it.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. That's right.
Yeah,
Wow. Then, Sunshine, I'm just gonna be throwing this in.
yeah,
It actually came to my mind once, and I was like trying to erase it because it sounded crazy, but it would be if a dream could come true.
yeah,
To be really honest with you, at this point right now, I have no knowledge or experience or skills in Naku at all. So it's crazy to
yeah,
say this, but it would seriously be amazing if I could be not just this September, but
yeah.
if I can continue to be in your shows once in a while. That would be a dream come true for me. Because
Oh no,
just
that's just simple. Just come
yeah, no, it's not. I mean, I need to put in the effort, but
anytime.
it'd be great, if I could actually meet people who maybe know about me, would choose that day to come, and
Hundred
if
percent.
I could actually do something like that, that'd be an amazing experience for my whole life, So
Sure, 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 sure. No, you're welcome anytime. That'll be a lot of fun.
really
Yeah, yeah.
awesome. Thanks
I
so
think it makes
much.
sense. We're doing this podcast together, and then
Mhm.
look at. And I'm not even going to ask you to teach me sword fighting or anything because like this is not for me.
Yeah, but no, but speaking of certain things though, if you have a chance to come to Kyoto again, I think we should go together to. We went to the Ninja Dojo, right?
Yeah, I
So I
know.
think next time, if we have a chance, I can take you to the Yushinkan Kyoto, which is
Yeah,
where I hold the samurai training activity. Yeah, if we can go in the evening after all the
yeah.
activities are done, I can actually teach you how to swing a sword, and you can try cutting some mats.
This is my one regret about becoming friends with you is that
Yeah,
every time I go visit you, it
yeah.
involves like physical activity.
Which is great,
First
right?
time I
It's
go to
fun.
Kyoto, you try to turn me into a no. First time I go to Kyoto, it's not physical activity.
Yeah,
We were kneeling on tatami for 8 hours,
that's right.
which is a kind of physical activity.
Yeah. That's right. That's right. And then a
Next time
ninja,
you
next
try
to
to teach
samurai.
turn me into a ninja for crying out loud. Now you're gonna try to turn me into a samurai. You are just way more okay. Look at what how old are you again?
I am 30.
You remember? 54. Okay.
Yeah.
I could be your father.
Yeah. But I don't remember if we talked about this in a podcast, but
Right.
Sunshine's age is exactly the same as my mother's age.
Am I the same age as your father? I didn't know that. Yeah, there you go.
Yes, you are.
There you go.
In
That's what I said.
Japanese,
I
we
could be
say
your father.
dokyusei. Yeah, you're
That's
dokyusei.
hilarious.
Yes. So
Uh,
1970, right? Isn't it? Born
1970. Yeah, April 6th,
1970,
1970.
right?
That's my birthday.
Yes, exactly.
So I should
My
be
mother was
hanging out with your
born
father,
June.
not you, for crying out loud.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. But no, I'll teach you something that's not that difficult to do or anything.
Yeah,
It'll
thank
be a
you.
lot of
Please
fun
just
though.
like,
Yes.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
Hey,
It's gonna be a lot of
hey,
fun. Yeah.
everyone, Shogo's idea of not that difficult basically lays me out for a couple days.
I wanted. Yeah. I mean, like
Fire.
the Ninja Dojo, the blow dart part was really good, right? You were a
Yeah, the blow
professional
darts were
already.
fine, but then we were like whipping the shuriken, and then also I was trying to get in and out of a secret door. Like by the time we got through with it, and
That's what
that
it
actually we
is.
did one. It wasn't a long seiza, but we had a long conversation, so I
Mhm.
couldn't move.
Yeah,
Seiza
that's
being
right.
sorry, seiza being the kneeling position in
Mhm.
Japanese.
Yeah.
No, no, come on. I mean, you're flaunting your youth and taunting my age. I know. Don't worry. Fine. I'll get you back somehow.
So, no, Sasha, I'm so sorry to keep on talking about this topic, but my kids really loved. Really hope you guys can watch that episode where we had like an interview with Ichikawa-san, who is the owner of Ninja Dojo. But
Oh
at
yeah,
the end,
yeah.
Sunshine, you fell down to the floor, because your legs were starting to get numb and you couldn't feel your legs at all. And my kids love that scene so much.
Your kids love
Yeah,
seeing me tortured.
yeah.
That's
Like,
hilarious.
oh, every time I say a Sunshine Show, yes, like I'm talking to my wife. I have another recording with Sunshine Show on tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. And my kids hearing the word Sunshine Show, they would go, oh,
And they fall down.
yeah. They love you.
That is hilarious. I love your kids already.
Yes. Yeah,
That is so funny.
they're
As soon as you say Sunshine Show, they're like, ah,
yeah, that's it. They all go,
death from kneeling.
yeah. They're six,
That
4, and 2.
is
Yep. 6, 4, and 2 years
hilarious.
old.
6, 4, and 2.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So,
That's awesome. Say
yeah,
hello to them.
absolutely. They're
Hey
actually
guys.
upstairs right now. So,
Ah.
that's right.
You gotta put that part into our intro now.
Yeah, they
Maybe
really. I
when
actually,
when how do
made
we
a
start
clip
has a
out
little
of
bit
it
of
too.
time.
So,
If she could replace one of my little Rakugo things with
yeah.
it's pretty
Oh
funny.
yeah,
It
yeah.
was
It
pretty
really
funny. I
was.
was really holding it.
Yeah, it was a really good way to finish that episode. I think so.
It was, but the reason I was torturing myself to hold it.
Hmm.
I don't know if you remember, but the topic of conversation was so good that I
Hmm.
didn't want to pause.
Yep.
And actually, I wanted the whole thing to be over. So I knew if I
Yeah.
paused, we'd have to start again and keep going. So I
Hmm.
wanted that too, but also the conversation was really good. But also the topic of conversation was how the ninjas of old would have to
Hmm.
resist pain and
Yeah,
train
that's
themselves
right.
to the threshold of pain because even if they were hiding and were randomly stabbed or something, they would have
Yeah.
to keep in their pain for
Yep.
fear of giving themselves away. And
Hmm.
as he was talking about how the ninja trained in those areas, for me to say, "Oh, my knees hurt from kneeling," when my job is to kneel and tell stories, I thought would be extremely embarrassing. So I kept it until the last second, and then you said something quite nice to wrap it up, and I was like, "Ah!"
Yes, exactly.
And now your
I
kids are my
asked you,
fans.
is there any, that's right. Is there anything else you want to ask him before we end? Yeah. And you talked about a little about Seiza. Yeah, that was a great episode. Yeah, I
Was,
hope we could
yeah.
do something like that again. Yes. Well, maybe not the kneeling, but
I don't hope that we do something.
no more kneeling. No more kneeling. Yeah. So this is Sunshine. I wanted to ask you a couple of questions that I often get on Instagram. So guys, for those of you listening to this, I always exchange messages on Instagram. I always take about 30 minutes every day to reply to my DMs on Instagram. And there's a couple of questions that
I take 2 minutes a day to reply to my DMs, and well, we have different numbers of DMs, I think.
So there's a couple of questions that I get very often. Yes.
Yeah.
One of which I actually asked you last week was when's the best time to visit Japan? If you remember.
Yeah, I remember. And you did a process of elimination to something like spring, right?
Yeah. I said May would be great if you can avoid the golden week. Yes, from the second week to the fourth week of May would probably be not so cold, not too hot yet, and no rain yet either. It would be the best timing because it's quite quiet and easy to travel. Yeah. So I have quite a lot of other stuff too that I'd like to ask you. How would you answer this question? I've heard that tipping is rude in Japan. Is this true? I'm pretty sure a lot of people like videos. I've made videos, tons of videos about this too. But how would you answer this question? Yeah, is tipping rude in Japan? Thank you for listening to today's podcast. The two of us are involved in various Japan-related projects on a global scale. So please take a look at the description for more information. We're looking forward to your comments too. Then we'll talk to you again in the next one. ありがとうございました。